Finally, it's done, bro. Bro. Yeah, you can tell this is beta pro because the builder looks weird. Bro, he dropped the build. He didn't even put gameplay. See, he just has dribbling animations though. He doesn't even have the builder. Gotta make sure we're live. All right, we good. Yeah, dribbling does look kind of good though. I see you can't put blur on it. Like, bro, is this just dribbling, bro? Like, I wanna. Does nobody have gameplay? I'm so confused. $10K in 17 minutes? Oh no, it's gotta be good. It's gotta be good. Bro. At least it shows you your body types too, though. But this cannot be the real builder, bro. It's gonna be so like weird to put stuff up, bro. Wait, he said a 7-foot center can get silver limitless, bro. Pretty crazy. Bro, 7'3" and a 93 ball, bro. Oh my goodness. Bro, what? 7'1" height, 7'1" wingspan, 93 ball and deep bomber, bro. At least he can't dribble though, so it's not that bad. It's just shooting. Okay, yeah, so this is just like shooting. Okay. Bro, I want to find some gameplay though, bro. I know. How many videos did he drop? Bro, who has a guard build? I know he might have some what's it called? I pre-ordered the 2K26, man. I didn't even see no guard builds. And bro, everyone is making bigs. Oh wait, I gotta turn my vidIQ off. There we go. Some gameplay. Oh, this isn't even his build. Wait, bro. Bro, are tall builds back? Like, Bro, I guess bigs are gonna be the wave. Oh, you can see animations now too. Bro, these builds are kind of crazy, low key. Bro, having rebound in a decent offense, like
off in offline mic for literally on a rookie. Like, that would be mad easy. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do build specialization shooting. So what if I did that? So we're gonna put the MIDI down 2 to save as many attributes as possible because it's the most expensive one. So what could I get when I put the MIDI down 2? Well, I could get an 87 3-pointer maybe, but there's not really a reason to do that. I could get an 80 pass accuracy with a max offensive rebound, maybe a 76 pass max O board and a 78 speed with ball. But is there really a reason to get the +3 speed with ball? I was maybe messing around hiring the block, hiring the standing dunk, or the interior defense. Maybe I could get the max O board 85-3 and 76 pass. By the way, so I was like, okay, 76 pass, you get silver versatile visionary. I'm pretty sure last year was like at 78 or 77, so that's a minor change. Maybe I get 87 speed with the max O board 85-3, or 85-3, 84 agility with the max O board. But at this point, I thought this was the best combination. You get the 76 pass act, which is going to give you the silver break starter, the silver versatile visionary, 85-3 from 83, just to have a bigger green window. I feel like 85 sounds better. And then you get the max offensive rebound, so we have max offensive and defensive rebound. And I thought, oh yeah, this would be the end of the build. But thank God I was not done making the build, because I ended up figuring out that when we put our 3-pointer down a while ago to 83 instead of 89, we didn't realize that we could put our wingspan up again. So make sure if you end up doing this, make sure you have as long wingspan as possible. So I went 6'10 wingspan, which is still enough to get the 93 MIDI instead of 6'9 wingspan. And for whatever reason, that gave me extra stats to get 75 offensive rebound now at 99 overall. Now, here is what the final build looks like with nothing. This is no cap breakers, no max +1s, no max +2s involved. 93 dunk, 80 vertical for the contacts, 93 MIDI for the offset shot, 83-3 for the bronze limitless, 71 pass act for the silver dimer, 85 ball handle for all the drill moves and the highest tier from the momentum, 75 speed ball for that Zach LaVine dribble style and silver lightning launch, 60 interior, 74 block for the bronze blocking badges, 85 prim for the silver defensive perimeter badges, 60 steal. I know that's probably the worst thing about this build, and a lot of y'all are gonna get on me about that, but plucks are terrible. So the only thing that's going to be working for you for steals, really, for the most part, unless you have a super high steal, is going to be blitz steals and lanes. And I plan on putting a max +2 or max +1 on the interceptor. And I feel like if any badge is one of those badges that's not really going to be affected too much by the attribute, and as long as you have the badge, you're probably good, it's gonna be interceptor in my opinion. Then we have the max rebounding, giving us silver box out, silver rebound chaser.
Center build,
I feel like our physicals are pretty good.
We took
the most expensive stat here. Then that'll give us a max +1 and a max +2 that we can put at any tier slots from for our shooting. And obviously I'm going to spend them both on tier 1 because all our shooting badges are.
Am I making that build? No. I don't even know if I'm gonna get the game yet. Don't nobody got no my career gameplay. Everyone's making bigs. Like, where the guards at? 6'8", bro. Everyone is making 6'8", exactly 6'8", bro. He got locks. I don't even know who to watch. (7-4) ISO. 6'8", like, bro, that's all everyone is making. 6'6". So this is my type of build. No one's gonna go.
ISO builds are back. I mean, seriously, look at how I'm moving. The speed boosts are crazy. You could spam escapes and behind the backs freely. The misdirections are back and looking good. The build diversity on this game is gonna be insane. I played
You know, that misdirection was kind of good, though.
The misdirections are back and looking good. The build diversity on this game is gonna be insane. I played NBA 2K26 early at Community Day, and I made every build you could imagine. Today, I'm showing you guys the tall ISO build that I made, and you guys can tell this build is looking pretty crazy. And also, I think I'm moving like this without any badges because this is from Community Day. I was moving even crazier with my small guard builds, though. Subscribe right now if you want me to drop the small.
Bro, I don't know, man. I kind of want to buy it, bro. I kind of want to buy it.
I'm daily streaming,
I
showcasing
kind of
all
want
the
to
builds I
buy
made
it,
in the
bro.
entire rep grind for 2K26. Twitch.tv/solo. I'm probably live right now. Link in the description. Come through. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video, and today we can finally show you guys all the builds that we made at Community Day. I cannot lie to you guys. I was locked in on the builder. You know, a lot of people were playing Play Now for a while, focused on the gameplay. I, however, was making builds for probably 8 out of the 10 hours that we were able to play. And I wanted to start off first build video of the year with a tall ISO build, because we've seen from the dribbling, from the gameplay, I mean, you probably saw it in the intro, these tall builds are back. They are moving faster than ever. 6'6s, even like 6'11s, like the taller builds for real, I saw were moving pretty crazy. And for my first build,
You're good, bro. I
that we'll be
appreciate it,
showing,
KMB.
it is going to be a 6'6". So just looking at some of the build heights, you know, messing around with the
Just gotta
positions here.
switch
I
my
end up going with a point guard
screen
but,
because I can't see
you know,
chat. So
I know some people are going to want to make tall builds like a 6'11. You probably got to go power forward for that. But point guard,
I don't know, man. I kind of want to buy it,
on
bro.
the height. For the weight, we're going to go 195. That gives us the 86 speed of ball, which is needed for gold lightning launch, which we're going to max plus 2 that up to legend. So we're going to be having the fastest burst on the game. I mean, of course, if we have a 99 speed of ball, it would be quicker, but that's not possible on a 6'6". And then our wingspan is going to be 6'6", and that perfectly aligns and lets us get a 94 3-pointer, which we only need a 93 to get gold limitless range, which,
Bro, wait.
that to get legend. This build is going to be crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on,
now
what
we
was
have
the
app, which will
capability
max
for
plus
the
that to get, we only need a
rebounds?
93.
Where's the rebounds? Okay, the rebounds aren't that good, but like,
gold limitless
bro,
range, which will max plus 2 that
the max
to get
attributes is
legend.
kind
This
of
build is gonna be
crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the attribute screen. This is very, very important, especially with all the cap breakers, the badge perks, the max plus 2s, all that. So we're starting off with our 3-point shot. Like I said on the other screen, we are going to be getting that gold limitless range. So you guys see 93 on the 3-point shot, which gives us gold limitless range. Hold on, it's on a 92, but there it is. Gold limitless range, gold shifty shooter, gold set shot specialist, and gold data.
I feel like 93 3-ball might be too much,
max
though.
plus 2 badge perks. So you can
I guess everyone's focused
any
about badges.
combination of
But
these badges up plus 2. I'm probably going to be doing limitless range. I mean, maybe I'll mess around. Maybe I'll go set shot.
I guess that's
maybe shifty
what you
shooter.
need to get
We'll
gold
have
on
to see.
everything.
But I mean, there's a lot of, you know, options. There's a lot of options with these builds. Same with the cap breakers. I'll tell you guys, you know, where I'm thinking about putting the cap breakers later. But this is also kind of more so a day one build. So I'm not building it for 15 cap breaks, because who knows if we'll even get there. And if I do get there, well, I will get there if you know, that's in the game again. But I'll make a new build by then. I know, you know, some of you guys don't like that, but this is a day one build. So I'm making it for, you know, up to 7 cap breakers, 8 cap breakers, something like that. So we're gonna go 85 on the ball handle, which gives us silver handles for days, bronze ankle assassin, and silver on pluckable. This also gives us all the dribble moves for these tall builds. Then we're going to be going 86 on the speed of ball. That's why we put our weight on 195, so that we can get that. And that gives us gold lightning launch, which I'm going to be using a max plus 2 to put that up to legend. So far we have 1 shooting badge. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe limitless range. If set shots OP, maybe it'll be that. Maybe it'll be shifty shooter. We'll have to see. But we have options. And then for sure we're going to be max plus 2ing lightning launch. And here's some quick dribbling gameplay with this 86 speed of ball, with this 85 ball
dribbling
handle.
is kind of
And you guys
actually
can see
nice,
I'm
bro.
moving pretty good, and this was really my
I guess it
first
just looks
time
like everyone
dribbling
was stuck
with
on
one
that
of these
default
builds,
angle.
and I was figuring it out. So once we really figure out all the best animations and all that, and I don't even think this is with badges, so I probably got no lightning launch in these clips, so it's only going to get better.
See, the dribbling
I
looks
think
good,
this
but what is the
build really
defense like, though?
is
That's the other
going
part.
to
Like,
be crazy.
what is the
As right here,
defense
I'm
going to
hit
be
a
like? Think you're about to pre-order? Shooting guard will probably be the best height. Yeah, that's everyone got the 6'6" and 6 feet. You can get the 3 max plus 2. What did you mean the 3 max plus 2? Said hi, what's up?
Back fade. Now we're back to the attributes, and let's talk about the finishing. Now, the dunk meter, it's
Bro, that's the only bad part,
looking
though.
too
Like, the
OP,
dribbling,
though.
the offense looks
But
pretty
on a
good.
6'6", on a
But
nice
like, if he
build,
was
you
finna
gotta
be able to
able
lock up all
if
that
we get fire
dribbling,
defender, we wanna
I
be
guess
able
it's
to
gonna be
dunk,
locked
or
on every
even if he's in
2K,
the paint,
but
you want to be able to posterize him. We're gonna go 89, driving it with a 78 vertical, and that is gonna give us both 1 foot, which is really the
wanna
better
get it too.
and 2 foot taunt contact dunks. You guys can see right
I
there,
think it drops
89
what, next
diagonal,
week?
78 vertical to get the pro contact dunks off of one. And then I'll show you in a second, we're also gonna get the 2-foot contact dunks. But I don't know how I'm feeling about the contact dunks. You know, I don't know if this is the build I'm gonna be making on day one. I'm really leaning towards making a 6'6". Again, subscribe, turn on noties. I'm gonna drop the small builds, the small guard builds, like a 6'4", 6'2", stuff like that, probably tomorrow. And you guys could see, you know, those builds are moving honestly faster than these builds, which makes sense. But shit, bro, these tall guards are moving crazy. Like, I really might have to make one for day one, even though I normally go small guard. You guys can see this is something interesting. 40 standing dunk. That's what we're gonna get to get, you know, the standing dunk packages. But you have to be 6'5" or taller. So that's something to note. You have
See,
to
I'm
be
looking gonna
6'5"
try to
or
find out. I
taller.
don't think 6'6" is gonna be the method. I think 6'8" is like.
If you're looking
be the
for a
best.
build that can literally do it all, you can.
So you can go to Hall of Fame or Legend, actually. Oh, you're talking about like the badges? Okay.
Came to the right place. This 6'8" demigod ISO build gets a 92 perimeter defense.
See, but if he has
granting you
game
the
pass, that's what I'm
ability
saying.
to
Where's everyone
clamp
else's gameplay?
everybody. Gets a 93 mid-range rating, unlocking Hall of Fame set shot specialist on a tall ISO build. Gets an 89
Let's try
driving
1080,
dunk
bro.
and 78 vertical. Unlocking all the pro contact dunk animations in the entire game. Gets a maxed out 86 ball handling rating, so you
Is
can
this just the
equip
quality of
all
the video?
best dribble moves for 6'8" builds. And on top of all that, gets nearly a maxed out speed and maxed out agility, so you're doing all this as fast as possible. And that's before we max +2 our lightning launch to get Hall of Fame lightning launch, max +1 our set shot specialist to get legend set shot specialist, and before we use our eventual cap breakers to get a 93 driving dunk for gold posterizer. And y'all, you know what the crazy thing is? That was only using 1 max +2 and 1 max +1. You're gonna have at least 2 of each. Yeah, this build is insane. What's good, Simply Squad? It's
So
your
much
boy
for the
Danny
dynamic
God
dunking, bro.
Grinding. And listen, y'all, we got a lot of changes in the builder we need to cover. So real quick, if you want NBA 2K26 for free, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications on and comment down below what height build you want me to showcase next. I'll be choosing the NBA 2K26 giveaway winner in tomorrow's video, so make sure anytime you see a noti, you click it super fast. Now, y'all, I know the builder looks weird. It might even look a little overwhelming at first, but I promise it's very similar to NBA 2K25 with a few small changes. The first change you need to know is your speed cannot be lower than your speed with ball. And the way 2K made this possible is once your speed with ball goes higher than your speed, it starts to automatically raise your speed at the same time. Now, the good news is this change only affects small guard builds. Why? Because small guards usually have a 91 speed with ball, which means if you want that attribute, you will be forced to have a 91 speed as well, which I'm
yes,
sure you
they're
know
nerfing the
costs
smalls,
a ton
bro.
of attributes. 6'8" builds
Definitely
though,
gotta
can only
go
have
for a
max speed
big
with
this
ball
year.
of an 80, which by the way is 2 points higher
He
than
can still
NBA
dribble, so like
2K25,
the
where
height
your max speed with ball
really gives you
was a
more dunking. You
78.
can still
And it also
shoot too.
means you don't have to worry about the speed change when making tall guards, which leads to tall guard builds looking absolutely insane. And don't worry, if you're still confused, you'll understand as we make this build. So let's get into it. This build's position is going to be a shooting guard. The only reason for that being that the higher position you go, the more weight you can put on your player. So if you're looking to add strength in your builds, going shooting guard or small forward for your
you can
tall
still
guard
really
builds
get
is gonna
rebounds
be
too,
ideal.
like-
And the two things I knew I wanted in this build was, one, I needed a 92 plus rating in one of my shooting attributes, and I also still wanted to have a relatively long wingspan so I could take advantage of my 6'8" height. So after seeing that I would have to have a 6'8" wingspan to get a 93 3-point rating, I decided I was going to upgrade my mid-range instead, which means the build we're going with today is 6'8", 185 pounds with a 6'10" wingspan. And the first thing we're upgrading is of course our 93 mid-range Hall of Fame set shot specialist on a tall ISO build build is insane. The fact that we have a pure green window this year and you have such a high rating in one of your shooting attributes, you are going to be absolutely sparking it with the best possible jump shots tall guards can get. Now, because I'm such a shooting
because the
threat
shooting
on
is
this build,
good.
I definitely wanted to have
The three-ball doesn't
finishing
even
to
have to be that
counteract
high.
it when they play up on me. So I decided to go 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical to get silver posterizer in all the pro contact dunk animations. You might have already peeped, but yes, the requirements are the exact same. For tall guards, the requirement for each contact dunk animation is pro contact dunks are 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical. The next tier of contact dunks is 96 driving dunk and 82 vertical. And the absolute best driving dunk package you can get is a 99 driving dunk and a 90 vertical. And in my personal opinion, 89 driving dunk and 78 vertical is the perfect sweet spot if you're trying to have a build that can literally do it all. If you watched my gameplay video yesterday, you know that performing contact dunks with the dunk meter on tall builds is ridiculously easy on NBA 2K26. Not only is the green window huge, it doesn't falter and get smaller as you get closer in the paint like it does for small guards this year. I'm telling you, bro.
Now
I
that's
was not
crazy.
expecting to
Imagine
be a
already
tall guard
timing it and it
enthusiast this year,
moves.
but man, I might have to join the dark side again, and y'all are gonna understand once you see this finished build. The next thing we did is maxed out our ball handle at
See,
an
he's a shooting guard
86
too, though, not
rating.
point
Now
guard.
I will say this might actually be overkill. You might not need an 86 ball handle on tall guards to speed boost and dribble effectively. That all depends on what the best animations in the game happen to be. But for day one builds, we're not trying to min-max anything. We're trying to make sure that we do not waste our money. And guaranteeing that you can use every single dribble move that 6'8's unlock means you have virtually zero risk of wasting your money on this build, which I absolutely love. After that, we upgraded our speed with ball to a 76 to get silver lightning launch. Don't worry, we're gonna raise this even further later. At this point in the build, I just wanted to make sure that I could still get elite defense, because right now my build is looking amazing offensively. So we're just gonna keep it at 76 as a placeholder, and we're gonna come back to it. And speaking of defense, we are going to have a 92 perimeter defense and an 85 steal on a 6'8" ISO build. I know that y'all probably don't remember 2K24, but I'm hoping you remember just how big 6'8" was on that game whenever you played on the 2's court. I remember I made a 6'8" build first, and not only was it impossible to guard me, it was impossible to score on me. My player was so big and long. Pause, bro. Please don't click off the video. Chill. But genuinely, that build was a menace, and it had worse stats than this one does. Now, I wanted to actually see all the defensive badges I would unlock, so I went over to my physicals and I put an 86 speed and an 80 agility. Having nearly a 90 speed on a 6'8" player that's taking long steps up the court is insane. I absolutely love it. And seeing that the build is almost nearly finished, we had a major decision to make. Now, the good news is this decision only matters the first day or two of NBA 2K26, because I made sure to cook so much with this build that no matter what you decide, you will get both options. But for right now, the decision you have to make is, do you want a 93 mid-range and a 77 speed with ball so you get Hall of Fame set shot specialist, or do you want a 92 mid-range and an 80 speed with ball? Now, there's a couple factors
I mean, if
that
you're a
you
guard,
need
you
to
gotta go
consider
speed
when
with ball.
making this decision. Like I said, no matter what you decide, you're gonna get both after a couple days, whether it's through your build specialization where you get one cap breaker, or whether it's just you repping up and you get
Yeah, shooting guard for the way. Yeah, I think shooting guard is going to be the meta.
cap breakers naturally, the build is gonna end up having both. But for your day one experience, you need to decide, is having Hall of Fame set shot specialist better, or is having a higher speed with ball better? Now, more good news is you can't go wrong either way. Let's talk about the speed with ball first. If you decide to keep a 77 speed with ball and go a 93 mid-range for the Hall of Fame shooting badge, you still unlock Zach LaVine dribble style on your 6'8" build. And if you don't know, Zach LaVine dribble style, which requires a 75
So he's gonna have the
is being
fastest
hypothesized
speed
as
boost.
the best dribble style for tall guards by a mile. Basically, the reason being that you could speed boost super quick out of it. So if you
Yeah.
only need a 75 speed with ball for that dribble move, you should technically be okay to go 77 speed with ball and get your Hall of Fame shooting badge. But you also got to keep in mind that attributes matter. Maybe a 77 speed with with ball feels way slower than an 80 speed with ball. And maybe you don't want to deal with that on day one, you'd rather just have fun and be as quick as possible. Again, no matter what you decide, your build is eventually gonna get both, but for right now, I decided to go a 92 mid-range, sacrificing the Hall of Fame set shot specialist and confirming that I have a maxed out.
Yeah, I mean,
80
set
speed
shot
with
isn't really
ball
bad
on
if you're a
day
guard. You
one.
might
Now,
be
I
shooting
need
out
y'all
the
to look
dribble.
at
Well, I
this.
guess not if
No
you quick
grind
stop, but
whatsoever. Your base 6'8" build gets contact dunks, gold shooting badges, gold defense badges, and a maxed out ball handle and speed with ball with super high speed. And that's not even making decisions on your max +2 badges, which by the way, you're gonna get 2 of them. One, I would highly recommend you put on lightning launch so you get Hall of Fame lightning launch. And honestly, forget the second max +2 if you're worried about, oh, it's gonna be too much of a grind. So let's say you level up in the season, you get your max +2, you put it on and you get Hall of Fame lightning launch. After that, you finish your shooting specialist challenge, you get your +1 cap breaker, and you put that on your mid-range. Now all of a sudden you have a 6'8" build with Hall of Fame lightning launch, Hall of Fame set shot specialist, which you can max +1 to legend set shot specialist. So you have Hall of Fame lightning launch, legend set shot specialist, and gold defensive badges with a 92 perimeter defense. And that's not even talking about your whole other max +2 and max +1 you're gonna unlock whenever you play the game. I'm hoping y'all are seeing the vision. I'm not trying to yap your ears off, but man, this build is insane. I absolutely cooked. And trust me, if you love this build, you're gonna love this 6'9" even more, because the one thing this build lacks is strength. And I know a lot of y'all love strength on your builds. Me personally, I don't like it on my 6'8" ISO builds, but on my 6'9" demigod build dropping in an hour, not only does it have strength, it has a 92 offensive rebound while still being a 6'9" ISO build. So yeah, if you're still watching the video, comment drop in all caps if you want me to drop that 6'9" build right after this video. But anyways, if you make this build, you will get the build name two-way mid-range slasher, which I absolutely love, because anytime I have slasher in my build name, people always assume that I can't shoot. Even though it says mid-range right there, they always sag off me and think I'm just gonna be an old head driving in the paint. And if you look at
bro,
our
why
top
is the
attribute section, we have an
that
A
can't be the
mid-range,
final
an A
version, bro? Why does it look
defense, and
like
A-
so
driving
bad
dunk.
when you
Our
like make a
strengths
build,
mention
bro?
defense because we have a 92 perimeter defense.
It looks like
Mentions
you
our
were on
ability
like
to shoot middies,
current
mentions
gen.
our ability to finish, and mentions our ability to ISO. And what does it say for weaknesses? Oh yeah, that's right, we have none. For all of y'all that say that YouTubers clickbait and say demigod this, demigod that, this build can quite literally do it
Bro, their
all. This is
stamina
not
was
a
kinda
demigod.
trash,
I don't
though.
know what is. I didn't have enough time to put on the best dribble moves
I mean,
and
there
the
was
best
no
jump shot for this build, but don't
Gatorade
worry, you know
boost,
on week
but-
1 we're gonna be putting those on. But I did want to show y'all that even with terrible SIGs on, the build was moving. It was actually able to speed boost a little bit. And again, these are horrible signature styles. And I'm sure all the dribble heads have already released the best
Wait,
6'8"
no,
ISO
no.
6. So man, I
Could he actually not dribble though?
you know on week 1 we're gonna be putting those on. But I did want to show y'all that even with
Yeah,
terrible
he
SIGs,
can't even dribble. Oh, he did say terrible SIGs. That was my bad. You need to say how much to max out of build. Yeah. It's supposed to be less though, I think. $611, bro. Yeah, he's getting paid $11K in 27 minutes. Holy crap. 40 builds in one video. Gotta be capped. And that's AI. Yeah. No, that's AI. Spam, okay.
Listen, fellas, we just made the best point guard build on NBA 2K26, man. Alright, y'all, so this is so different because I'm used to, like, having my controller in front of me, but it's all good. This is for community day. Shout out NBA 2K for inviting me to NBA 2K Community Day. But yeah, let's get into it. So basically, this is my point guard build that we'll be using in Pro-Am. My John Morant build. This is going to
Oh
be
my gosh,
insane.
6'1", bro, you're getting
I
cooked.
actually started to learn.
We want to go back to Joe's video. I mean, he's got to be the best, right?
The requirements if you use a regular takeover. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about. When you look at the takeovers, pay attention. Some of them have changed. Some of them have been combined. You have, let's say, for example, last year, See the Future was part of the Rebounding badge. See the Future is now part of Rim Guardian badge. You also have, like, the Brick Wall take is now part of the Rebounding takeover. I'm not using the specific names. Obviously, you know, you look at the list, you can do it, but I'm just giving the generality so it's easy for everyone to understand. You also have, like, the Defensive take. It's a combination of both. It boosts your bumps on the ball and your steals this year. So they combine some of the takeovers. Some of them stayed the same, like Deep Bomber is still Deep Bomber, Blur is still Blur, and the layup one is still the layup one. But some of them have been combined, and, you know, like, I think it's like the Sharpshooter one. That one also boosts your ankle breakers now. So that's like the combination of, I think it was called Marksman and Silky Shooter from 2K25. So make sure you're paying attention to the takeovers because the abilities have changed. Some of them have, like, new names and stuff, but I'm talking more specifically about what they actually do for you. Make sure you're paying attention to it so that you get what you want, because if you just go based off last year, there's a good chance that you're gonna mess it up. But I'm gonna scroll down the list here and you guys can look at it if you want to pause the video and read some of the descriptions and really analyze the attributes and stuff like that. But pretty much we'll scroll to the bottom of the list so at least you can just see all the takeover options. But if you're like me, I'm pretty much just worried about the abilities because I'm gonna be unlocking that custom takeover, and then I'm gonna be putting up the attributes that I want to put up while getting the ability that I want. I know for maybe some more casual players that's probably like a little bit tedious and maybe you don't even want to have to worry about that, but I know for everybody out there that's like more of a, you know, a sweaty player, or not even sweaty, but just you play 2K a lot, you're gonna want to do the custom takeover to boost the attributes that you want and then get the ability that you want. But like I said, make sure you're paying attention to the ability unlocks because they are different from last year. Meet those requirements.
Let me see the build
Takeover that you want. Let's keep it moving. Next up, let's talk about the new feature. They talked about the animation glossary. Now I know easy builds on NBA 2K26, but if y'all want to check out a Kevin Durant build,
okay, yeah, he didn't even.
NBA 2K26
Dang, he got my
Kevin
view.
Durant build. When I saw how this 6'11" KD could move in the Learn 2K, I knew there was potential. And then when I hit the play now, I saw what I wanted to.
Especially for like not finna have no VC type joint. I feel like you got to go for a big, just so you can get rebounds. Like. Okay.
I have 3 different center builds for you to check out. An inside center, a popper with Hoff set shot, Hoff posterizer, and legend rebound chaser, and then a 7-1 center with
I might just have to make a center so I can get rebounds.
Set shot, Hoff limitless. Yes, you heard that right. Drop a like on the video and let's get into it.
With
pure green windows returning to NBA 2K26, it's going to be more important than ever to find the biggest green window jump shots for your specific build. And NBA 2K Lab has you covered. They have a bunch of free tools you can use that are going to help you elevate your game, but the real thing you want is under this premium section for just a few dollars a month. NBA 2K26, if you are a center, you should be ecstatic because it's crazy what you can make with no cap breakers. Keep in mind, we'd have no cap breakers making these builds. With the Badge Max plus 1s and 2s that we're going to get into, it's insane what you can make. This first one we're looking at, there's a few different versions of center builds in this video, so definitely you're going to want to watch the whole thing. The first one is an inside center. Now, I'll be honest, I feel like with the Badge Max plus 1 and 2s, you're probably going to want to be looking at poppers this year, unless you're just somebody that really doesn't like to shoot, or you have bad internet or something like that. But we'll look at an inside center real quick so you can see it. But you can, I mean, man, the poppers look insane, and I made a few of them after this inside. But this is 7 foot max wingspan, as I told you on the builder breakdown. The max wingspan on players is now 6 inches above the height, so 7'6" wingspan is the max wingspan on a 7 foot center.
Just say inside.
You're looking at 90 standing, 87 driving dunk, so that's gold rise up, silver posterizer. 87 pass accuracy for the gold break starter. You know, you gotta be able to throw breaks, and I feel like with no cap breakers, 87 is a good spot to start. Once we get cap breakers, obviously you're gonna see people get up into the, you know, the Hoff break starter, legend break starter range, especially on inside centers.
What do you
But
need
87 is a
legend
solid
break
starting
starter
point
for?
a,
Oh my
you know, a
goodness.
center with no cap breakers. We're also
99
going
offensive
to get
rebound,
95 strength.
bro.
It's at 91 here. I'm just kind of tinkering around, seeing what I could do. But 95 strength for Hoff brick wall. And that 99 rebound, of course,
This is
legend
definitely the
rebound
inside
chaser,
build. I
legend
think
box out
I'm gonna just go ahead and take a look at the popper, because
than the insides. Because here, you're obviously not going to use your build specialization on rebounding, because you already have the legend rebounding badges in the 99 rating. So if we just look at it, your tier 2 badge max plus 2 you could use on posterizer, Hoff posterizer. Your tier 1 plus 2 you could use on rise up. That's going to be legend rise up. Your plus 1s, you could go brick wall for legend brick wall. Dunk. And then, you know, the other one you could put on dimer, or maybe you could put it on chase down artist, or high flying denier they call it now. Sorry, I always refer to the old name. But you see what I'm saying? That you start to kind of lose, you know, in terms of those really important badges. It's like pretty much you already the build specialization and the badge max plus 1 and 2 so much more effectively. But let's check this out. So 78 3-pointer, that's silver set shot right off the bat. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to plus 2 that and get Hoff set shot. That's, I mean, 7 foot max wingspan Hoff set shot. That's looking really nice. You're still going to get the 99 rebound for the legend chaser, the legend box out beast. So that's beautiful.
Bill's looking kind of good.
Same block rating. You're going to have to sacrifice some strength here and go 91 strength. But you're going to see you can still plus 2 it to legend. It's going to be on the same tier as it was on the inside. Maybe, you know, having a little bit less strength rating. Maybe your screens wouldn't be quite as effective. I'm not really sure how that balance plays out. But you still have the legend brick wall if you plus 2 it. You're still going to have the 87 driving dunk. So you could plus 2 that if you're looking to get that Hoff posterizer. Once we finish this thing in 20 seconds here, watch how we're able to really... I just feel like you can utilize the badge max perks much more effectively on a popper, and it becomes much more valuable. There's still some really good things about the inside centers, it looks like, but overall, I'll be honest, if you're a center, you should be really happy with the way it looks. Those badge max perks are just so they can just be used so effectively on center builds in this game, I feel like. So check this out. This is like a popper version of the same, you know,
most of the time,
basically the inside, but with a little bit less strength. And
what else could he put up
the same, you know, type of builds in this game, I feel like. So check this out. This is like a popper version of this effectively on center builds in this game, I feel like. So
okay, so he could have put up pass accuracy, post control. I feel like would be more important. I don't know. I think you might make a power forward. 6'8". Minimum bun superstar edition. That's $100. Yeah, I know that's what I was saying. I might have to make a center just to get some what's it called? So I can get some VC, make a center, get some VC. About $100, bro.
So check this out. This is like a popper.
I ain't even
version
making
of the
that
same,
back
you
yet.
know, type
like,
of, basically the inside, but with a little bit less strength, and you're able to.
I mean, you still have rebound.
78 3 ball. So
finishing is pretty good.
If you were to build specialize, let's go with.
But if you're talking about making a power
you
forward,
plus 2, you're set.
Somebody got to make a guard, or else we're gonna be passing the ball. I have to be screenshotting some of these builds, bro.
Shot to Hoff, and then +1 your Deadeye to silver. Hoff set shot, silver Deadeye. Now, obviously, if you're build specializing your shooting, you're going to get 2 shooting cap breakers. So maybe you want to take your 3-ball down by 2 and then apply it there. But then you got to wait until you unlock the cap breakers to use it. But I'm just talking badge maxes, all right? How to utilize them. Badge max plus 2s. In the tier 1 category, you could use it on brick wall, legend brick wall. In the tier 2 category, use it on posterizer. Now you're looking at Hoff set shot, Hoff posterizer, legend brick wall with silver deadeye. And you still have a +1 in each category as well. So you can put that on your rise up and have Hoff rise up, or if you want to boost your paint patroller, you know, boost that up to silver, whatever you're looking at. Your legend brick wall, legend for a second, man. 93 pointer on a 7-1 center. We get deep bomber takeover. Y'all saw it right there on the screen. We get deep bomber takeover on a 7-1 center, and we're gonna get 99 rebound as well. So check this out. Like, this gets real crazy, okay? Real crazy. Legend rebounding badges, 93 pointer with deep bomber. Y'all already see the vision in terms of the +2s and the +1s, I'm sure.
This build isn't that bad either,
just
though.
a second once we finalize these attributes.
I feel like every build is like pretty
gold brick
decent.
wall. But I'm just tinkering around here trying to like kind of finalize the attributes in terms of what you could do. But my main goal with this wasn't to like kind of lab up this type of, it was just like how freaky can I get? And just like look at what you could do with the badge max +1s and 2s, right? You could build specialize your shooting. Now, if you do that, again, you get 2 cap breakers. So maybe you want to take your 3-pointer down by 2. So then you put those 2 cap breakers in and get the 90, but like off rip, then you're not going to be able to do everything you want. So let's not consider the cap breakers and just talk about the badge maxes like we did on the other build. Check this out. You have legend box LBs and legend rebound chaser. You could +2 your set shot to also have legend set shot, and then use the +1 to your deadeye to have gold deadeye. You have the 93 pointer, you have deep bomber as it just flashed on the screen. Now you still have 2 +2s. So you could go +2 to either your
Dude, I keep seeing all these guards, bro, but where the bigs at?
Shout out to the Shake Squad. You know who it is. You don't, it should on the grind like we did from last year. Now our first batch of NBA players from season 1 will be the most relentless downhill scorer with a 94 mid.
Oh wait, on a build. The only bad part is that green window is kind of small though, but you know, I don't think nobody really knows the best jump shots. Look at that green window on that 3.
Build a pro tune build, or you can come over to custom template and start from scratch. Now I'm gonna do a center. You can go as small as 6'7" or as tall as 7'4". So you know that is what we are going to be doing, trying to get the maximum height out here. And if you check out the detailed view, you can see the body type potential. Over to the side, you still have to go and work out in order to achieve certain body types. But as you're changing the weight, it also changes the potential body type, and the height also matters as well. But I think I have what I want to start off with: 7'4", 252 pounds, 7'6" wingspan. And one of the things I love about the builder this year, you're able to actually search for animations to see what is required attribute wise in order to get that certain animation. And you can do the same thing for badges.
Like, bro,
pretty
his
much,
mic is like so quiet, bro.
You can build your player based on the badges you want that player to have out there on the court. So I'm working with my vertical. Of course, you know you have to get this all the way up to a 99. I'm trying to get my stand and dunk up. Now I need to take a look at these badges to see what I'll be able to have when I am upgrading these attributes. For example, I'm going over the block in order to get Paint Patroller on gold. It's gonna tell me what I need to have my block on, which was a 93, so I am gonna stop it right there. You see I'm working on my rebound chaser and all that good stuff. As far as brick wall, you have to get the strength up. Now close shot, I was looking at this. Paint Prodigy is something I really wanted to have. But I'm
his rebound is kind of trash. I was gonna say, I feel like you need offensive and defensive rebound if you're a center.
To achieve as far as that badge goes. So pretty cool stuff we have going on right here. I'm working with my defensive rebound and I had that up to a 92. Now I'm skipping around trying to figure out what I was gonna do. I kept on adding and subtracting to certain attributes. But when I am done with this build, you saw some of those highlights at the beginning. This dude is gonna be an absolute.
Okay, it's not bad, but I don't think it's as good as the other one. I definitely think I'm gonna keep searching for a center, bro. Like, I think I think a center's the way to go. Bro, nobody cares about an ISO center, bro. I guess not that many people have centers that everyone has point guards. Look at this small forward, but
Chat. It's your boy Stacks, man. It's that time of the year, man. That very, very special time of the year where I show you guys my community day build. Now, this is not my official build. We're not at the official build status yet, all right? We ain't make it there yet. We still got a lot of things to test
I ain't
out,
gonna lie,
a lot of things to try out, a lot of things to look
bro,
at before I can say this is my official build. But for this event, this is what I
recorded when he got
I
home.
took hours making this. By the way, it's 3:40.
No,
I've probably been making this since like.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Fantaseason, aka Fana, and if you're big builds, also do get these SIGs as well. So if you're a big build, don't feel too bad. Don't think this video won't apply to you, because I'm pretty sure you can still unlock 90% of these and
oh my gosh, bro. Yo. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that, bruh. Bro, if I really had it like that, I would make a car. I would buy the DC. Man, bro, this is actually crazy. Like, oh my gosh.
Now, as you guys are about to see, I somewhat understood the assignment. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have not been playing 2K for the past 9 months. Not one bit. I have not been dabbling at all. So I'm sure if I was, I would be able to dribble a little bit better for you guys and get you guys some better content. But this is how I was moving. I personally think it's still pretty good, and I personally know that the window is, I mean, the ceiling is definitely high. Like, as you guys can see from the movement, you can chain moves together. Let me know right now if you guys want a tutorial on how to do these moves before the game even drops. I will put a controller on the screen and reenact exactly how I'm doing these combos, so you guys can come into the game day one knowing how to dribble. If this video, let's say, gets 400 likes, I will give you guys a dribble tutorial before the game even comes out. So make sure you like it up if you like what you're seeing. But yeah, as you guys can see, you can left stick cancel. You can chain your aggressive moves together this year. You can quick stop,
cancel,
as you guys can see. It's very simple.
Like,
you just let go and shoot. It's kind of a timing thing again. But yeah, y'all, it's definitely a timing based thing for the quick stops. But let's just really talk about my opinions on the dribbling this year and how I think this game is going to work. Now, a couple things to note is that when you hold R2 and you
I'm gonna song you have to do it like that. Stop being cheap. What do you mean stop being cheap? What? That's kind of insane. Stop being cheap. So if I want to have fun, I gotta go something like this, but then I gotta spend more money. But if I want to go like long term, and then I'd be able to have 2 builds, and I would have to go center. But like, what do you mean stop being cheap? $100 is like $100. Like, that's a lot.
Like something too fast, that's how you misdirection this year. Rather than it being like left stick oriented, you can misdirection with just your right stick this year. One of the main things that you guys are going to notice when you get into this game, if you're guarding or dribbling, or honestly, yeah, any build that can dribble, you can hold R2 and only use your right stick, and you can spam moves. You no longer have to do any extra inputs. You could literally hold R2 and flick it. Let's say, for example, for the Curry slide diagonally down to the opposite ball hand, you could do it left, right, left, right, left, right, and you can literally spam it back and forth that fast. Now, as you guys can see, I did not have adrenaline here, so I don't know how much stamina or adrenaline that will take up, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that much when it comes to standstill dribbling. Mike Wing was at Community Day, so I got to pick his brain a little bit about dribbling, and he said that they honestly wanted to bring back standstill dribbling for my dribble heads and people who enjoy comboing up in place. And it's really not
that's cap. The dribbler's gonna know how to dribble.
As you guys can see, explosive moves that can get you to your spot.
Oh my gosh, bro.
We are so back, bro. We are so...
Yeah, dribbling bigs are always the best, and you can snag rebounds. Yeah, and then you get the rebounds. You can get more. What's it called? You can get more. What's it called? You can get more VC from the rebounds. I'm just worried about whatever gets the more VC return. Like, welcome back, Godspeed.
Back, bro. I don't even have to say anything. It just speaks for itself. I'm gonna have the build heights in the corner so you know what is what. Like right here is a 6'6", moving pretty good if you ask me. A lot better than 2K25. I'm gonna be giving you guys all of my dribble moves that I had on at Community Day. They're good moves, as you can see. So you're gonna have a pretty big advantage against all your competition on day one of NBA 2K26. On top of giving you guys all the animations, I'm gonna teach you how to dribble, how to do all these moves, and how to combo and chain them up all together. If you're new, hit the
subscribe
like
the highest he was
button.
almost 6'6". I think if I go guard, I'm gonna get 6'8". So I'm gonna try to go for like
I would really appreciate
6'8".
it. Without further ado, let's get into the first dribble tutorial of NBA 2K26. What if I told you that if Dak Prescott gets 1 yard in week 1, you win? This is on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win.
I guess he might as well focus on
Faster.
bigs. Yeah.
If it's Spiegel Ball, I'll maximize Spiegel Ball out with any vid, like or any build. Spiegel Ball will actually matter in NBA 2K. Or if it's ball handle, I'm sure you guys already know 6'8" are meta. They get the tier 2 lightning launch. I mean, they're gonna be cracked. 6'8" builds are meta.
I don't want to say they're meta because you have to wait till the best players play the best players and all this, but 6.8 is going to, let me word it like this. The 6.8 is going to be the most popular build off launch for 26. And they can get 80 speed with ball. So I'm going to, obviously I'm rocking Zach LaVine.
You can still dribble on this. It just don't look as
if
nasty as like the
the dribbling
6.6.
speed, I'll go 6.8.
I think for like overall VC return, like I was talking about, 6.8 is going to be the
If it's ball
best.
handle that affects dribbling speed, and 6.8
Like the best dribbling size
I mean,
is
they're
probably
moving,
6.6.
but if ball handle affects dribbling speed, I will go to 6.7 because I'm torn between 6.8 and 6.7, especially since so many people are making 6.8s. I want to do something different. But if ball handle affects your dribbling speed, I will go 6.7 with 90 ball handle, and then I will max +2 my gold handles for days to legend. So I have legend handles for days and have faster dribbling than, you know, what the most popular 6.8 builds will be doing. And this isn't even like, I get we can have the custom animations, but this still isn't the full potential. This is just first day labbing. Like, first day labbing isn't always the peak of dribbling. Like, this is just seeing the potential in the dribbling. And the fact that we can just simply being able to burst to either side on any build with any speed with ball, simply being able to do the momentum behind the back, cancel into a snatch
Right, bro, this
back,
looks
into a
good.
walk
Yeah, I
back
think I'm gonna
size
just go
up.
6.8
And
guards,
these new
bro.
escape move combo moves, like everything.
I think I'm gonna just make a playlist so I can just keep going when I'm gone.
Is especially seeing people like, you got GB3.
Alright, what's up y'all, TechFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I tested every big man dribble style in NBA 2K26 so you don't have to. So, the point of this video is to get you guys ready for all the build videos that are to come today that you're going to watch from other content creators as well as me.
To see shooting over people like Kevin Durant. And the thing about this is I was paying attention in the top right corner. Look at the badges that he has. He's got Hoff Deadeye, Gold Limitless, Gold Lightning Launch. He has badges.
Today is the day, the first time ever at Community Day, we were able to use customized animations and actually lab with some of the best moves and some of the new moves. I know a lot of people will be making builder videos first, and I'll get to that. I just felt like this was way more important. Do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, especially if you want to put on for all the dribbling content in 26, and check out the NBA 2K Labs website for all the builder and animations requirements. All of that just went live today. Also use code KOZA for their premium testings. So what you're seeing here is the 6'4 build. I honestly didn't lab them much because I was on tall guards for a majority of the day, but you can see the potential, the quickness, the snappiness, the shiftiness. It's bringing back the older 2K vibe. This is what has me excited for NBA 2K26. And yes, you can simply burst with multiple dribble styles in 26. We covered all that yesterday. But this standstill style dribbling, mixing in new moves with like the momentum behind the back into a moving snatch back cancel, into a walk back size up, hits like crack. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. The 6'4 and under guards, they can move every year. Even in 25, they can move with the Garland dribble style, and you had some little combos here and there. So what do tall guards look like? Well, I got a lot of 6'8 dribbling footage. And as you can see right here, they're moving pretty nice. Now, a speculation that is going around is they do dribble significantly slower, or not significantly slower, but you can definitely tell. Looking at the small guards, they look cracked. Like, so people are thinking the dribbling speed, it could be tied to your dribble style, or it could be tied to your ball handle, or both. So whenever the game comes out, before I make my build, I'm going to test different speed with ball ratings to see the different dribbling speeds. And I'm also going to be testing the different ball handle ratings to see if that affects the dribbling speeds. And whichever one like affects the dribbling speeds, I can dribble faster. If it's speed with ball, I'll max my speed with ball out with any vid, like or any build. Speed with ball will actually matter in NBA 2K. Or if it's ball handle, I'm sure you guys already know 6.8s are meta. They get the tier 2 lightning launch. I mean, they're gonna be cracked. 6.8 builds are meta. I don't want to say they're meta because you have to wait till the best players play the best players and all this, but 6.8 is going to, let me word it like this, the 6.8 is going to be the most popular build off launch for 26. And they can get 80 speed with ball. So I'm going to, obviously I'm rocking Zach LaVine a dribble style, but if the speed with ball affects the dribbling speed, I'll go 6.8 and max out the speed with ball to 80. If it's ball handle that affects dribbling speed, and 6.8s don't dribble slow. I mean, they're moving, but if ball handle affects dribbling speed, I will go to 6.7 because I'm torn between 6.8 and 6.7, especially since so many people are making 6.8s. I want to do something different. But if ball handle affects your dribbling speed, I will go 6.7 with 90 ball handle, and then I will max +2 my gold handles for days to legend. So I have legend handles for days and have faster dribbling than, you know, what the most popular 6.8 builds will be doing. And this isn't even like, I get we can have the custom animations, but this still isn't the full potential. This is just first day labbing. Like, first day labbing isn't always the peak of dribbling. Like, this is just seeing the potential in the dribbling. And the fact that we can just simply being able to burst to either side on any build with any speed with ball, simply being able to do the momentum behind the back, cancel into a snatch back, into a walk back size up, and these new escape move combo moves, like everything is, especially seeing people like, you got GB3 dribbling like crazy, you got Dirk dribbling like crazy, the moving behind the backs are cracked. Like, we're really about to be able to move in 2K26. And it's like the most popular comment or thing that people want to know, are tall guards back? Is the play glass back? Are point forwards back? They are all the way back. They couldn't be more back. Like, we are back. The play glass build and the point forward build will be uploaded on the channel probably either later today or tomorrow. So definitely have post notifications on because we are actually all the way back. Look at the dribbling. We're all the way back. And this, like I said, this is day one labbing. I did not even explore the 6'10" and up. I did not even explore go-to shot cancels. And I barely explored hop jumper cancels because 25 introduced, you were able to, you know, these pro play animation hop jumpers to the side or whatever, like the Brooks and the Jordan Clarkson. I was labbing up with the Dylan Brooks hop jumper a little bit in my combos, especially with the 6.8. But there's got to be some new hop jumpers in there, some sleeper hop jumpers. There's got to be some new go-to shots that you can cancel with dribbling, like we did with the Suggs and all the other ones that we use in 25. There has to be a lot of go-to shots. This is dribbling, only dribbling, not even using hop jumper cancels or go-to shot cancels. So this isn't even it. This isn't even all of it. And when I tell you playing this game, it was genuinely fun. I have not labbed in the my court. Bro, I gave up dribbling like after 23. After 23, I labbed a little bit in 21 whenever, you know, glitch dribbling and spin backs, and we had that stuff in the park. The 21 current gen dribbling was really, really good outside of the speed glitch or whatever. But that's like really the last time I've labbed. I labbed a lot 17, 18, 19, and 21. Since then, I really haven't been in the my court much. I remember when the game came out, you had to lab. And whenever you labbed in the my court on your own, you could be different, separate yourself, and you had a variety of animations to use. Every dribbling tutorial that I watched in 2K19, G-Man, Bandit, the Poor Boy Sin, they all had slightly different animations on and different combos, and they all had their own sort of swag with dribbling. And when I tell you, this game genuinely has me excited because there's multiple good snatchbacks, multiple good behind the backs, there's good moving crossovers, there's good ways to speed boost, there's good dribble styles at every ball handle or speed with ball requirement. Like, I feel like you can't go wrong with a 6'3", 6'4". I feel you can't go wrong with a 6'5", a 6'6", a 6'7", a 6'8", a 6'9" was even moving. Like, when I tell y'all I'm genuinely excited, I felt like certain people were finally heard and their feedback was considered when making 2K26. Now, let me get this straight. I've labbed dribbling probably 8 hours of the 9.5 hours that we played. And the dribbling felt amazing, top tier. But let me remind you guys, right, that 2K18 had some really nice dribbling, but 2K18 was a bad game. So me saying dribbling is amazing and me saying I'm excited for dribbling does not mean that the game is perfect and I tested everything, right? The game has to fully come out. We have to look at what they're patching because they'll probably patch something. I mean, it's got to happen. No way they're going to have us moving like this and actually, you know, having fun. You know what I'm saying? But like, we have to see how the game develops. We have to see what's game breaking. We have to see all of this stuff. And if you guys played the game that I played at Community Day and everything goes smooth, this might be seriously the best 2K since like post patch 19. Like, I loved post patch 19. After the pushing and all that stuff, all the game breaking stuff got patched 6 months into the game, by the way. After all that, 2K19 was like a really fun game, but also a solid game. I think this would be the best 2K since 19. Like, we've really went through year after year of getting nerfed, like things getting nerfed before the game even came out. And I hope 2K's done with that. I feel like they are done with it. I feel like they're not going to nerf us before the game comes out, or even, you know, when the game comes out. I feel like we got nerfed bad. 24, they nerfed speed boosting real bad. They even nerfed the Jordan Clarkson hop jumper for no reason. 23, they nerfed the cross launch before the game even came out because some random on Twitter was like, yo, that's too fast. They nerfed that. 20, and also 23, you couldn't speed boost out of a misdirection like you could in 22. 22 was kind of broken side by side movement and the sniper shooting in there. 22 wasn't the best game, but it had decent dribbling, so it was fun. 21 Next Gen was like the worst game I've ever played. 21 Current Gen had a really good dribbling. It just didn't get explored because everybody just used the meta speed glitch. And then 19 I felt like was the last good dribbling 2K. 20 was overhyped. Quarantine times carried that. The gameplay was mad slow. I'll just say it. The gameplay was balanced. Gameplay was mad slow. And the dribbling was really stale. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't that much of a fan of 20. I did play it all year, but the times are fire. I don't think the games are fire. I really am excited to see how this 2K plays this year. And remember, I'm not saying this 2K will be the best 2K since 2K19. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if the dribbling is good like this and the gameplay is, the rest of the gameplay is up to par with how the dribbling is, then it will be the best 2K since 19, I feel like. And you know, they could mess around and patch a bunch of stuff, and then you're going to come back and clip me like, yo, Koza said that this is the best 2K since all back then, and creators say this every year. No, bro, it's not like that, because they could patch a lot, and the game could be broken. There's a lot of things that look to be broken, like rhythm shooting, acrobats, a lot of stuff. The game's not perfect, and 2K might never be perfect. But give me solid dribbling, and I'm on. I'm on. So I'm not saying this is the best 2K ever. I dribbled in the my court for a day, brother. Give me a break. I'm not saying it's the best 2K ever, but if the gameplay is up to par, and I might be getting my hopes up too much. I might be getting y'all's hopes up too much, but I finally felt heard for just, you know, from my feedback, from a lot of people's feedback getting the 2K, finally felt heard whenever I played this game. And it was genuinely exciting. It was genuinely fun, and I haven't had that feeling playing 2K in years. But I'm gonna head up out of here, man. I'm sure you guys have a bunch of other videos you're eager to go watch, so just drop a like, subscribe. Love you guys. Thank you guys for, you know, putting me in this position and allowing me to be in this position to play the game early. I'll catch you on the next one.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's like a fan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I tested every big man dribble style in NBA 2K26, so you don't have to. So the point of this video is to get you guys ready for all the build videos that are to come today, that you're going to watch from other content creators as well as me, and understand what needs to be on these builds for you to be able to move most optimally. Real quick, before we go into it though, I have to shout out 2K. Appreciate them for bringing me out to the community day to get this early content for you guys, and it's obviously what's allowing us to do so, so I really do appreciate it. Anyway, this is what we're going to be working with for the build as far as the baseline for every single thing you're going to see for the bigs, right? So 70 speed with ball, bronze lightning launch. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's like the equivalent that everything's going to have so that we're on equal footing for the testing and stuff. So don't worry about anything else. This is a troll build, obviously. It's not meant to have, you know, a good rebound, interior defense, and be a good big man or anything like that. I just quickly filled it out with what I needed to be able to do the test properly. So for instance, speed with ball, ball handle, and then maybe just some etc. stuff that like doesn't hurt to have either. But that's really what mattered the most, was ball handle, speed with ball. simply put. Now, because it's technically the first time I'm showing a build being made, I guess I'll just let it play out and let you guys see what happens since you're already here. So as you can see, it shows like the shades of the archetype name, stuff like that, some badges, some top attributes, and then like player descriptions and stuff. So the custom test allows you to actually just max out all the badges and also just put all the animations on that you want. Now, I will let you guys know with this test, obviously I'm going through and every single time that I'm testing this, I'm changing the dribble style. Every like second or third time that you do like go back out and come back in to customize, it will randomize every single animation. So the only thing I'm really changing is dribble style, and things that I'm doing like sig size up might have some variance, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to just set you up with the best dribble style for yourself, because there are plenty of options in a lot of these videos. It's just that I want to have you guys be able to like find one that fits the type of build that you're going to be getting at when it comes to the speed with ball requirements, as well as just what you want to see out of the build. Maybe you're a guy that likes cross launches more, where you do a dribble move and then run to your offhand. Or maybe you're someone that wants to do a dribble move and run toward your ball hand more primarily. Or maybe you're someone that just likes the style of a specific one rather than the other. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all of the animation requirements as well, on top of just actually seeing them all played out and be able to actually, like, you know, get the visual on what you like the most. So to start us off, we have normal. This is only a 40 speed with ball requirement. Obviously, just use your imagination just a tad bit. Obviously, on every single build, I'm not going to customize the attributes, go in and out on the builder and get to like 40 speed with ball just to test the ones that have 40, and then go to 70 to test the ones that have 70. It's all just going to be on equal footing right here, and understand that if you're a 7'3" or 2 or something like that wants to run this dribble style right here of normal, it's not going to move quite as quickly as a 6'10" with 70 speed with ball and bronze lightning launch, obviously. But as you can see, normal, still the same old, same old. When you do the cross launch, it's like the same sweeping animation that we really actually ran quite a bit. Like, I ran normal dribble style on my 6'10" back in 2K24, and it was a banger. It was really good at getting to those like offhand movements and getting you downhill into the dunk meter and stuff. So overall, I think normal, pretty decent dribble style. Obviously, it's not meant to be like the greatest, and it really isn't, to be fair, but it's okay. It's definitely like something that's okay to have on your builds. And if you're someone that's like 7'2", 7'3", absolutely feel free to get at least 40 speed with ball. If you're already at like 37 or 38, you know, just put a couple ticks up, boom, snag that normal. Now, what's really the best value here, and I'll just say it right now, the best dribble style for bigs, in my opinion, is Giannis. And this is 55 speed with ball requirement, and you have to be 6'10" and up. That's pretty much the same thing you're going to see in every bit of this video, is 6'10" and up requirement. And bro, I'm telling y'all, Giannis is like the true blue game breaker when it comes to the dribble styles for the bigs. There are a couple more, there's like 2 more that I think would be well worth putting on if it fits your style better. But for this one, it's about moving toward your ball hand, aka like when you do a dribble move, running to that same exact side. So we'll break it down just a little bit for y'all, but I'm not really here to do the breakdown too much. This is really just to let you guys see the dribble styles and like have your own opinion on what you want to see out of it. So that's the cross launch right there. It's not that great, but then you can see kind of right there, and especially on that one, the like running to the same side ball hand, the ability this dribble style is going to have at getting you downhill is really good, all things considered, especially just off the fact that it's for bigs. So I don't know if the bigs have really had a dribble style that's elite like this in quite a long time, or even for that matter, ever. I don't think. Like I said, normal was something that was pretty good back in the day in 24. I don't think 25 really had any elite dribble styles for bigs. I guess Zion was like decent, but I don't really think it's anything special. It was just the best in the game at the time, but that wasn't saying much. Anyway, point being, you can see when I got in here, I was really liking the Giannis. It was a really good look, and 55 speed with ball is a really good value as well. Like the fact that you don't even need 65, 70, something like that, I think it really will be a good fit for a lot of you guys. So anyway, we'll come back to that at the end. I actually did have a recap where I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit more when we got to the end of this video, but I want to keep accelerating through here to give you guys a couple more options of things that you can maybe still pick from when you get on your build. Because again, the point of this video is I tested every dribble style, so you don't have to in 2K26. So it's like, obviously we want to hit everything here. So Bankero right here, 50 speed with ball, and then a height of at least 6'10". That's how it's going to be for literally everyone. So I'm not going to continue saying the at least 6'10", but as you see, I also put it in slow-mo just to be able to like make sure that we got it. I need to stop pausing on these portions of the video. But anyway, Bankero, not the greatest. It was pretty bad, realistically. You can see the cross launch is not terrible, but the same side ball hand was really bad. Like, look at the hitch that it gives you. That is me sprinting right away, trying to actually sprint. And you can see I give up on it pretty quickly. But just want to highlight that one more time. So cross launch, decent. Same side ball hand, look at how awful that is. This is me sprinting right away, and it has like a really bad hitch to it. So Banchero is going to be one that, like, even, and I wanted to make this video for the My Team guys too, because this is something that's going to be important for you to know and see as well. So I obviously wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see what those cards are going to be looking like when you just see on the database videos and stuff like that, or like the website that they have something like a Banchero dribble style. It's going to be rice in them, bro. It's not good at all. So you want to stay on the lookout for the ones that we kind of deem are like toward the top. And again, a lot of these can still be to your opinion as well, but yeah, there's going to be some that are just undisputably bad, and Banchero is definitely one of them. So one that's actually really good, and we can at least give some consideration to as far as like this versus Giannis, is KD. Now, KD requires a 65 speed with ball, so obviously it's going to be a little bit more of a 6'10 thing, like the point centers, if you will. It's not going to be as much something you see, I don't even think you can see it on a 7-footer, for instance, or debatably a 6'11. It'd be probably cutting it kind of close. But anyway, the reason I say this is more of a stylistic thing and rather than like a definitive best is if you're someone that likes the cross launches, KD is going to be more for you than Giannis, 100%. But its ball hand is not very good. Like when you run to the same side as where you just set the dribble up to. When you do the cross launch of going like dribble move and then run away from it, it's definitely good. Like this actually looks pretty solid. It's probably better than Pro, probably better than Wemby that you're about to see as well pretty soon. So I would say it probably has the best cross launch of any dribble move that the bigs have. But again, it's same side ball hand, not the greatest. And you can see I'm definitely overplaying the cross launch just because it's kind of the driving force of this dribble style. Because again, that ball hand one, not very good. So again, that's why it's a little bit more of an opinionated thing, because it's not going to be like super definitive. But I definitely would say right now it looks like Giannis is better. But maybe that's just me. I like the ball hand runs a lot more than like the cross launch. It's been a kind of a thing that's been in 2K for a while now, though, where the bigs haven't really been able to do much running same side ball hand. It's been a lot of cross launch all the way back to 24 and in 25 with the Zion dribble style as well. That was Jokic right there. I didn't even really want to spend too much time on it because it's complete garbage. And same with Sabonis. Sabonis is also trash. It's 40 requirement, but again, if you're going to go with like the 40 thresholds, normal is going to be the move. If you're going like 55, you'll see Wemby in a second and then Giannis. So essentially your tiers, if you will, are 40 speed with ball for normal, 55 for Wemby and Giannis, and then 65 for KD. Pro is 70. We'll get to that in a second. And again, you might be someone that likes it in specific. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA 2K Lab again this year. And like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website. Put a ton of time into the labbing of those. And on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first, they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then, on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter, even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best green window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well. So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code LAKER at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. All right, so moving along, we have the Wembanyama one right here, and this is gonna be a lot like normal. It might even be the exact same animation as normal when it comes to the cross launch with just a different ball hand run. And also, fellas, to be fair, I didn't test the blowout dribbles or whatever they call it, the push like animation or whatever, where like when you just tap RT while moving up the court. And actually, come to think of it, last year that was flicking up on the right stick while sprinting anyway. But Point being, I didn't test those. This is a half court. It was really hard to do stuff like that, so I'll have to wait until the game actually comes out. So the difference between Wemby and normal might be those types of push animations, or the blowout dribble, if you will. I'm gonna just call it that because that's what I'm pretty sure it's called. But anyway, the very last one that we have right here is Pro, and it's a 70 speed with ball requirement. Do I think this is worth? Probably not, to be honest with you. But some people really do like that Pro cross launch. They like to, you know, hit the dribble move, run to that offhand, and like it gives a very unique animation. So let's just let that play out real quick. But again, I'm probably just not a fan of it quite as much. You can see that's the Pro right there though. And it's decent. It's definitely a little bit more of like a shooter's dribble style for sure. Like for me as a slasher, I've never really liked Pro because I just feel like it doesn't really get me downhill very well. Like that right there. The kind of side sweeping animation feels like it's a little bit more for setting up for outside shooting, essentially. So I'm not a big fan, but some people might be. Again, gave a couple looks at that, and now we just wanted to wrap the video up and leave Giannis in the background as well while we're doing it. I will be testing a lot of different animations when the game actually comes out, by the way, fellas, but obviously we only had 9 hours total to even be on the game. So I was labbing a ton of different animations like the floaters, the you know, dribble styles, all types of stuff like that. Even some more specific stuff like for my slasher style, looking for behind the backs, stuff like that. Then obviously also had to get the builds. So there's a reason I wasn't able to do, like, let's say every single gather, like the Euros, spins, hops, stuff like that, or every single crossover behind the back, you know, like there's only so much time we had. So as soon as I get my hands on the actual game, what I'd like to do is just lab. Like I honestly want to make sure I just have the whole repertoire down of like things I wanted to at least be interested in and just roll with it early, so I don't have to, you know, play with a bunch of mediocre stuff and then like see other people do it and try and steal it off them. Nah, I'm trying to just figure out everything I want to even possibly run, and probably also look for things you guys be interested in too, so I can at least be the one to help in those regards as well. So as soon as I get the opportunity to, I will be looking for every possible thing I can help you with animations and stuff, because I'm interested in it myself. So figure I might as well help y'all while I'm at it. Anyway, that is all for the big man dribble style. If you guys want to check out any other videos that we've been doing on this stuff, I wanted to segment them because I figured if I did one big video, people who are interested in center ones would just like kind of skip to the part of the video where the centers are, rather than like, you know, the guards and wings or anything like that. So I'm just gonna mix the guard and wing together, and then I want to do the big man separate, and I'm gonna do the same for the floaters too. So essentially what I'm getting at is I'm taking two concepts of testing every floater and testing every dribble style, and just splitting those up into guards and wings being in the same category, and then bigs being in an opposite category. So when you see the floater test for all the bigs, it'll just be bigs, and when you see the floater test for guards, it'll be guards and wings. When you see the dribble style test for the guards and wings, those two will be bundled together. So feel free to check those out. I'm probably gonna drop them earliest because I know it's just the tornado of like 60 people uploading at the same time. It kind of gets lost in the sauce, so I'd rather that not happen in my build videos. So I figured this is something people can search up, and it has some longevity, some evergreenness to it, if you will. So it's something that's going to be relevant for a long time in terms of like these dribble styles shouldn't change, I wouldn't think, and it should all be the same stuff. One last thing before I end the video. I did not test ones that are restricted by rep rewards. So know that, and I'll probably try and explain that earlier in the video when I do the guard one. I didn't test anything that isn't in the actual animation tester, because naturally I just didn't want to like really do that in the first place. And then B, that's something that we can figure out when we really get into the game, because that's still a ways away realistically. We don't know it for sure, but it's probably something like, you know, a deeper rep level than we're expecting. So anyway, I'll talk about that in the next one. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all that good stuff. And like I said, if you did make it to the end of the video, put Giannis, or you could put point in the comments, search support some way through for point center, you know, because I think that's what a lot of people who are interested in this video are probably coming to this for, or they're just interested in the way that the game's going to develop and what is the best for bigs in case they want to tell their boys, or, you know, if they just want to even consider this themselves. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Done that. Take these, man. Peace.
NBA 2K26 Kevin Durant build. When I saw how this 6'11 KD could move in the Learn 2K, I knew there was potential. And then when I hit the play now, I saw what I wanted to see. Shooting over people like Kevin Durant. And the thing about this is I was paying attention in the top right corner. Look at the badges that he has. He's got Hoff Deadeye, gold limitless, gold lightning launch. He has badges that we are able to get on a 611 now because of those badge max plus 2s and badge max plus 1s. This is my 611 Kevin Durant build on NBA 2K26, and they're saying it has no weaknesses. Let's get into it. What if I told you you could be using your sports knowledge to win money? Well, you're going to want to check out the sponsor of today's video, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple. First, you select your sport, then you select the category within that sport, then you select your players and decide if they're going to go more or less than the predictions in those categories. The more picks you get right, the more money you make. Prize Picks is available in over 40 states, and if you use my code to sign up for Prize Picks today, they will give you $50 in free play when you place your first $5 lineup. Age restrictions apply. Please play responsibly. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's get into this KD build. 6'11", 213 on the weight, 7'1" wingspan. I wanted to go higher, but to get KD's base, you need 89 shot rating. So we got the 89 mid-range to unlock KD's jumper and all that. Plus, you're going to see what we're going to do with these badge max plus 2, plus 1 combos. It's going to be crazy. 6'11", we're going to have legend set shot and half shifty and all this stuff. So let's get into it. I didn't want to go minimum wingspan because obviously KD has, you know, long arms in real life. So at least we got a couple extra inches on the wingspan going 7'1", but let's dive into this thing, man. And bro, I'm not clickbaiting. They really said no weaknesses. I'm gonna show y'all at the end, but I want y'all to see how the attributes move. It is very similar to last year, but I feel like watching this, you could actually like get some information from how the things go up, and that's why I just backed out and I came back in because I forgot to pull up the menu. If you watch my builder breakdown, there's so many tabs and little things to pull up. It's very tedious. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of clunky to navigate, but I think as the year goes on, we'll get used to it. But I want y'all to see like how the badges come up as I put the attributes up and see like how the overall goes up. So instead of just skipping all the way to the end, I feel like there is value in watching, you know, how things get upgraded and how expensive they are and things like that. That's going to kind of help you make your build when you go in. But one thing I noticed is Kevin Durant's dribble animations are only 70 ball handle requirement. So we went 73 ball handle to get strong handles on gold because we got 75 strength. But we got all KD SIGs on the dribble side with that 73 ball handle. And then we have his jump shot, base, and releases with the 89 mid-range. So at least in the community day version of the game, we got all the KD stuff that we want to see. Because, I mean, y'all saw the clips. KD is moving this year. KD is bursting. KD is looking like KD. I ain't gonna lie. So I was really inspired when making this build, as corny as that sounds, but y'all get what I'm saying. Also forgot to mention that 68 speed with ball is not only bronze lightning launch, but KD's dribble style is 65 speed with ball. So we even get KD's dribble style. KD's dribble style, KD's dribble moves, his jump shot base, jump shot releases, all that good stuff. All right, now let's keep it going. Box out beast is not tied to strength anymore if you watch my builder breakdown. So that 85 defensive rebound, we're getting gold box out beast with silver rebound chaser. And if you watch the intro, you saw KD has silver rebound chaser. We're going to end up with a lot of similar badges to what KD has on the roster. And that can only mean good things because KD is an absolute god on this game. I ain't gonna lie. He was my favorite player that I used in all of the play now testing that I did. We got 90 layup, 87 driving dunk, 72 standing dunk. That's going to give us the bronze rise up. Now, the build's already looking solid. I know you're probably looking at like, damn, 93 overall. There's like not much else you could do. I don't know if it's because I'm 6'11 or what, but I got a whole lot more attributes to get. We're going to get 87 post control. That's going to be gold post up poet. That's also going to give us the post fade phenom. We are 95 overall. We haven't touched our defense yet. But check this out. 71 perimeter. That's going to be bronze challenger. It is a tier 2 badge, so if you wanted to, you could badge max plus 2 it and have gold challenger on the 6'11 or plus 1 it and get it to silver, but we'll talk about that in just a second. 60 steal for the bronze interceptor. And then on top of it, you know KD's coming off the weak side, using that height and that wingspan to contest shots and block shots. 84 block, 70 interior. That's going to be silver anchor. And we still got some attributes left over. We're going to slap that on free throw. I mean, it's Kevin Durant. We got to be automatic from the charity stripe. So we're going to put the rest on our free throw. And then we're really going to dive into what the potential possibilities are with your badge max plus 1 and plus 2 slots. And remember, This is a build with no cap breakers. Imagine this build with 5 or 10 cap breakers. I mean, man, this build is looking like a park or random wreck, just absolute all around demigod build. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like the game said there's no weakness. I mean, it does look really, really well rounded. I am not gonna lie, but let's talk about the Badge Max +1 and Badge Max +2 in the tier 1, tier 2 slots, and then also the build specialization Badge Max +1 and +2. Now check this out. Because you're 6'11", Lightning Launch and Shifty Shooter and Posterizer are all in the tier 2 slot. And then on the other side, on the tier 1 slot, you're looking at your Set Shot, your Deadeye, Physical Finisher. There's a lot of potential here. Let's talk about it, all right? If you specialized in shooting, you get a +1 and a +2 applied to shooting badges. So apply your +2 to Set Shot. Now you got Legend Set Shot on your 6'11". I would say apply your +1 to your Deadeye. Now you have Gold Deadeye with Legend Set Shot. Now remember, you get a +2 that can be applied to the tier 1 and tier 2 category. So let's run through this. In the tier 1 slot, I'm looking at that Bronze Limitless range, using my +2 there to get Gold Limitless range. That's what KD has on the roster, and it felt very, very good on half difficulty. I think on 6'11", Gold Limitless could be real glitchy. On the tier 2 slot, as much as I would like to +2 the Shifty Shooter to Hoff, because that's what KD has on the roster as well, I think it makes more sense to plus the Lightning Launch to Gold. That's what KD had on the roster, and he was flying. He was flying around the court, and being able to move on a 6'11" is going to be very important. So I would +2 the Lightning Launch to Gold. Then we still have a tier 1 and tier 2 +1. I would use the +1 on Shifty to get it to Gold. I know that Posterizer sitting right there. You could get that to Gold. But I think the Gold Shifty would go a long way with the way the KD build is designed and also the KD playstyle. On the tier 1 side, there are a lot of things you could +1 that would hold some value. I mean, something like Paint Patroller, getting that on Gold. Brick Wall, even getting it to Silver if you feel like you're going to be setting screens. You could go Gold Rebound Chaser or Hoff Box Out Beast. Even something like Physical Finisher, helping your layup game or getting Gold Unpluckable. There's a lot of options you could go with. Overall, though, it is such a well-rounded build. I'm really happy with the way this one came out. And like I said, this was with no cap breakers. No cap breakers. They ended up calling it a 3-level scoring cleaner. I guess the 85 defensive rebound got the cleaner name. I'm not really sure. I don't really love the build name, but I love the build itself. And as you can see, no weaknesses on the KD build, man. But if y'all want to check out my builder breakdown video to get everything you need to know about this builder, click that video on the screen right there. You got to check it out.
I played NBA 2K26 early, and today I'm gonna be giving you my 100% honest opinions on everything I liked and everything I didn't. For example, I love that you could actually speed boost out of different dribble moves. Last year, it was basically if you didn't have Steve Francis, you were cooked. This year, there's
Wait, no,
All right, so
I
in
actually
today's
need to
video, we're
watch
going
this
to be
video.
talking
No,
about
no,
a
no.
bunch.
It's fine, actually.
You'll know seven.
I
All right,
think
so in today's video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different center builds on NBA 2K26 designed for competitive play, competitive pro-am, proving grounds. And before we get into these center builds today, I want to go over the thought process as to what made me make these builds the way that we did. So we have to go back to a couple of older 2Ks so you can understand why I made the builds the way I did on NBA 2K26. So let's start out with NBA 2K22 Next Gen. The last time centers that were 7'2" were meta in pro-am. This was also a time where you didn't have to get a whole lot of strength requirements to get very important center badges, which include brick wall and box, which were both on Hall of Fame on this build with a 73 strength. And this information is relevant because on NBA 2K26 there is now no longer a strength requirement for badges like Box Out Beast. And with the addition of the Max +2 badge perk, it is now becoming way easier to get high level badges without meeting the ratings required to get them. And now let's move on to the next 2K, which is NBA 2K23. Now this is an important 2K because this was the last 2K where mashing was part of the meta at the center position. And this was a year where it wasn't surprising to see center builds like this that are 7'3" with 95 close shot to just mash underneath the rim. And now this matters because with the addition of the new build height 7'4", mashing might become a thing again on 2K26. And now let's talk about the last 2K that may be relevant in this conversation of meta center builds on 2K26, and that is NBA 2K24, the year where the standing dunk meter became really popular, and the last 2K that had very little RNG and pure green windows in the shooting. Now this is important once again for 2K26 because we know there will not be RNG in the shooting and there will be pure green windows just like 2K24, and the standing dunk meter definitely looks way better in this year's game. Now only time will tell if any of this matters, and to use the 2K22 example once again, having Hall of Fame brick wall with a 70 strength only matters if that badge is really worth it, and you can still set big body screens even with a low strength rating. So although I am creating similarities between 2K26 and older 2K games, that does not necessarily mean that everything that happened in those games will happen on 2K26. But with that all in mind, allow me to now show you guys the builds that I made at 2K26 Community Day, and I think one of these builds will be the meta on 2K26. So we're going to start things out here with what I think is probably going to be the shortest height that is part of the meta on NBA 2K26, which is going to be the 7-foot center. Now, big thing that we have to talk about before we get to the rest of these builds, the maximum wingspan that you can get on builds on NBA 2K26 has changed. For every single build height in the game, you are only allowed to go 6 inches higher than your height for your maximum wingspan. So for example, this center is 7 feet tall and only has a 7'6" wingspan, and it cannot go any higher. All right, so now let's talk about this first build. 70 driving layup on the build, bronze physical finisher. The layup already gets pulled up to a 69 because of the driving dunk, so we just pulled it up to 70 just to get the bronze physical finisher. Now let's talk about the driving dunk. 89, that's going to get you the driving contact dunks, both pro off 2 and pro off 1. Hall of Fame aerial wizard on this build with a silver posterizer. Now posterizer 6'11" and up is tier 2, just like how it was last year, which means you can use a tier 2 max +2 on posterizer and have Hall of Fame posterizer on a 7-foot tall build. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably saw Giannis Antetokounmpo gameplay yesterday with the dunk meter, especially grindings Giannis gameplay. This might be the case with the 7-foot centers as well. Dunk meter might be really good, especially on bigger builds, and this is probably the biggest thing that I like with this build so far. All right, so for the standing dunk on this build, we have a 90, which is going to get us the elite big man standing contact dunks and gold rise up. Standing dunk is always important to have on a center. Whether we should go 95 or 99 will be told later on in the game, but I think a good starting point is always 90 when it comes to builds like this. Now, the biggest change here with poppers on 2K26 is you can get really high shooting on tall builds. So this center is max wingspan, and you can still get a 78 3-pointer, which is enough for set shot specialist on silver. So you don't have have to upgrade your MIDI if you don't want to, unless there's a specific jump shot base that you want. Don't worry, Jonathan Isaac is still good. I'm going to show you guys Jonathan Isaac clips later on in this video. Isaac base is the exact same. It's probably going to be the meta once again at the center position. I would be shocked if there is a jump shot base better than Jonathan Isaac that becomes meta in this year's game. Free throw is going to be an 81. You can probably put this a little bit higher. You want high free throw. This is for comp. Free throws are not going to be RNG. You have to time your free throws in order for them to go in. Pass accuracy is going to be an 87. That's going to be gold break starter, gold dimer, gold versatile visionary. This is realistically the lowest you want to go for pass accuracy in competitive pro-am. It's probably best to just go 93, but obviously we're limited earlier on in the year. We don't have a whole lot of cap breakers, so we're just going to start with 87 for now, just to have to make that sacrifice on passing. But gold break starter will still probably be more than enough. The jump between gold to Hall of Fame break starter last year wasn't super crazy, but if you have teammates that like running the break a lot, especially your two guards, you might have to go 93 pass act for that Hall of Fame break starter. Now, this is a big thing that a lot of people will probably not talk about when it comes to these builds. I am recommending all of my centers, please put ball control on your build. Now, let me explain why. Max wingspan 7-foot center gets a 65 ball control. Giannis Antetokounmpo Sigs. From what we can see, we could not see Giannis cross because it's hidden behind rep, but every other Giannis Antetokounmpo animation requires a 65 ball control. And as long as the crossover requires the same rating, that means we can see max wingspan 7-foot centers using Giannis crossover in the competitive scene. Totally possible. We're gonna have to wait and see though. We're gonna have to see where we have to unlock that animation through rep. That's actually kind of crazy. So I wanted to put that on the build and bring that up just to get your mind thinking about things like that. Let's say you grab the board, you're running transition, nobody's open on the break, but you want to bring the ball up. You can hit a Giannis cross and get up the court ridiculously fast on a 7-foot center. Next thing is 55 speed with ball. 55 speed with ball, if I'm not mistaken, is also Giannis Antetokounmpo's dribble style. Very great bursting off the same hand. So although this is not meant to be an ISO center build, there are situations where you can put the ball on the floor with this build and make something happen offensively if you want to. If you want to just go the standard 40 ball handle, 40 speed with ball, you're more than welcome to. You can. If you're not going to put the ball on the floor a whole lot, but I think this is something with how low they're putting the ball handle requirements. This is something that might be worth trying. All right, so now let's move on to the defense. And this is something that's going to be a consistent trend throughout all of the pro-am builds that I'm going to be showing today. Understand, defense is not super necessary on pro-am center builds for the past couple of years. 24 and 25, the meta was usually to just go bronze paint patroller and call it a day. That might change on 2K26. That is 100% possible, but I would love to see it happen first before I start upgrading my block. You're going to be guarding corner on a center if you're playing competitive pro-am or just any decent pro-am in general. You're not going to be guarding the paint. You're going to be sitting in the corner. You got to get lane steals, play two, jump on and drop on rotations. You don't have to play crazy paint D 90% of the game. 74 interior, bronze post lockdown, 62 perimeter defense, bronze immovable enforcer, 70 steal, bronze glove, bronze interceptor. I always prefer to max out my steal on these builds so I have the highest chance of getting the passing lanes steal animation. But if you want to go just 60 for interceptor on bronze, you can do that. I always like having it maxed out. And once again, 74 block, bronze paint patroller. The only change that I would make to this build is you could go 78 block to get the high flying denier on silver, and that is a tier 2 badge that if you want a max +2 and get on Hall of Fame, you can, but I want to use it on posterizer. I think that's going to be absolutely insane. But if you want to go 78 block, you can even just max plus that up to 1 and get gold high flying denier if you want. So the only change I'd probably make this build is probably go 78 block. But now for the rebounding, 94 offensive rebound, 84 defensive rebound. We all know how high O board matters regardless of what system you're running. 5 out, pick and roll. You need high offensive rebound on a center. Got to be able to get boards on a big. 94 offensive rebound is probably a good place to start because it gives you room to cap break up by 2 to 96 for Huff Rebound Chaser, or cap break up 5 to 99 for Legend Rebound Chaser and Legend Box Out Beast. Which brings me to my next thing. Once again, Box Out Beast is no longer tied to a strength requirement. This will matter more in builds that I will show later in this video, but for this one, it doesn't matter a whole lot, but it is still nice to know. All right, so the last thing that we're going to talk about quickly is physical. 69 speed, not bad. 57 agility, not bad as well. 89 strength. We went 89 because regardless of what you want to specialize with on this build, you can always put it into your strength as cap breaker. So let's say you want to do a shooting specialization, you want to be like a really good popper on this build. If you do a shooting specialization, it'd be probably best to use your cap breakers on strength because strength is expensive. For some reason, if you wanted to specialize in defense, you could throw the cap breakers into strength. Same for playmaking. Strength is probably more expensive than pass accuracy, and none of these are nowhere close. Finishing, probably the only thing that would be more expensive is standing dunk, but it's probably pretty close between standing dunk and strength. So if you specialize in finishing, you can still put your cap breakers that you get from finishing specialization into strength to get to 91 for gold brick wall. Rebounding is the only thing that it gets a little iffy because the 2 cap breakers could just go to get to 96 for the Hall of Fame rebound chaser. But again, you could probably just put it into strength, have 91 strength with 94 O board, and you could +2 your rebound chaser to legend if you wanted to. This is kind of a safe template, kind of allows you to do a little bit of everything offensively when it comes to shooting, finishing, passing, rebounding. You're gonna set good screens. Doesn't really specialize in anything. Overall, just kind of a little bit of good at everything offensively as a center. Defense is kind of where it lacks, but again, you're guarding corner. This is not gonna be something where you're gonna be guarding the paint a whole lot. It's meant for pro-am. So we're gonna come out of the by-player builder, get shades of Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Victor Wembanyama, and we're getting the archetype name of Diamond Putback Posterizer. Top badges are Box Out Beast, Aerial Wizard, and Pogo Stick. And our best attributes are offensive rebound, standing dunk, and drive. That all makes sense with this build. Overall, I think this is a very good 7-foot popping center build. I did not lab a whole lot of insides because me personally, I will not be playing on insides. But now let's move on to the next build. All right, so now let's move up to the next tallest height that I think is going to be really effective on NBA 2K26, and that is the height of 7'2". The 7'2" height meets a lot of really great wingspan, height, weight, vertical rating thresholds that we'll get to in this portion of the video. But starting off with the finishing, we're gonna have an 86 close shot that's gonna get us float game on gold. We're gonna have a 76 driving layup on this build, which is going to get us the Bam Adebayo floater, which is actually really good on NBA 2K26 and reminds me of the Domantas Sabonis floater from 2K24. And with the green windows on floaters being way bigger this year, it might not be the worst thing to have in your bag on a build like this. All right, so we're gonna have a 75 driving dunk, which is gonna get us posterizer on bronze. We're also gonna have a 90 standing dunk, which gets us rise up on gold with gold aerial wizard. The combo of 75 driving and 90 standing is just going to be a good go-to for all your 7-1 plus builds because that gets you the Wemby standing dunk package and it also gets you the Giannis dunk package, which have both been really good, especially on 2K25. Post control, we don't have a whole lot on this build. This is like pick and roll type of center, pick and roll, pick and pop. The reason that I like the 7'2" center is because it is the tallest height where you can still go max wingspan and get enough midi for set shot specialist on silver. If you go 7'3", max wingspan, you do not have enough mid-range shot to get set shot specialist on silver. The main thing that I also like with the 7'2" is that it's the tallest height where you can still get 91 strength with a max wingspan while still having enough vertical to meet the elite big man standing contact dunk requirement. So the 7'2" I feel like will be the top end of height when it comes to the competitive centers, because anything taller than this, you're just going to have to sacrifice something for height or something for strength. But we will get to a 7'4" center that I kind of labbed up in the competitive style, but we'll get to that in a moment. 77 3-ball, which is still really good. Max wingspan 7'2", still getting a 77 3-pointer, really nice. 84 free throw, again, no RNG in free throws. You want to have the max free throw. Now for playmaking, we went 87 pass accuracy again. This is the bare minimum. The absolute bare minimum from break passes when you're playing center in competitive game modes. So gold break starter, gold diamond, gold versatile, bronze bailout. Preferably once the year goes on, you want to go at least 93, but we're gonna go 87. Poppers will probably have to go 87 at first. If you make it inside, you'll have more attributes to work with to make 93 pass act versions of builds. I did not lab any inside center builds. I'm sorry for the people that play on inside. I did not lab any insides because I do not play on insides. I made that mistake last year where I labbed up an inside center build, and I just didn't want to do that this year because I'm not going to lab up a build that I just know I'm never going to play on. So 42 ball handle, 40 speed with ball. That's just for like the normal dribble sigs. Now we move on to defense. 85 interior. That gets you gold off ball pest. As you get taller in build height, strength pulls up your interior defense a little bit more. They're tethered a little bit closer to each other. We're going to also have a 50 perimeter defense on this build and a 60 steal for bronze interceptor. Block's gonna be 74 once again. If we get to a point where high block becomes the meta again for centers, hey, I was wrong then. But for 2K24 and for 2K25, every center was going 74 block. Towards the end of 2K25, people were making center builds with 50 block, and just making the most cracked out double 99, triple 99, quadruple 99 center builds because block was just not a valuable attribute to have. And then it was also because finishing wasn't good. Those two kind of things go in hand. If finishing is not good, there's not a whole point to have block. If blocking is not good and finishing's not good, there's no point in having either. Finishing might be better on 2K26. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we will need higher block ratings on centers. Probably just going to vary from one team to the next, but I'm probably going to start with just the 74. Now, this is going to be the standard on all the Pro-Am center builds I'm showing today. 94 offensive rebound, probably 87 to 90 defensive rebound, half box out beast, gold rebound chaser. This gives you the room to cap break up to 2 through a rebounding specialization to 96, or the ability to cap break up by 5 to 99 for both rebound chaser and box out beast on legend. And again, super clutch that you do not need to get 96 strength anymore. There is no longer a strength requirement for box out beast. So that means you could go 91 strength, get brick wall on gold, and if you want max +2 it's a legend, or max +1 it's a Hall of Fame, and then just use your attributes elsewhere. I think this is good for the builder, I'm not gonna lie. And then like all the builds we're showing today, the ones with 89 strength at least, we're gonna put 2 cap breakers into strength from 89 to 91. Especially if you specialize in playmaking, shooting, or finishing, the strength is just more expensive than either 3 of these categories to cap break. And since you can cap break physicals with your specialization, you might as well just put it in on strength on your center builds. All right, so let's talk takeover ability with this one really quickly. This takeover is called Splash Tower. It boosts your offensive rebound, defensive rebound, and 3-point shot. This is great for poppers. And the takeover ability is Crasher. Crasher improves box out success to secure more rebounds. I think it also helps you with the worms as well. And it also unleashes effective and powerful screens that can catch unsuspecting defenders off guard. With the takeover ability Crasher, you'll set harder screens and you'll get better box outs and you'll worm better. Very important as a big. Those are 3 very important things. Crasher will probably be the best takeover ability for centers, and that boosted 3-pointer is just nice. Having 82-3 and level 5 a takeover on a 7'2" popper shooting no dip catch and shoots. I'm going to show that later on in this video. The no dip catch and shoots are going to be nasty, especially on these tall poppers. So we're going to come out on the My Player builder. We're going to get shades of Vlade Divac, Joel Embiid, Victor Wembanyama. Build name is Board Enforcing Diming Riser. Kind of a weird build name. Didn't really like this one that much. Overall, I think this is going to be the top end of center builds on 2K26. I don't know if anything taller than this will become meta, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So now let's talk about the tallest height in the game. 7'4" centers. This is my best attempt at making something that is somewhat competitive for the center position at 7'4". I do not know if this will be viable. It heavily depends on gameplay. A lot of the things that I mentioned earlier on in this video with older 2Ks does apply to this build, and I will get to those in a moment. We're going to start things off in the finishing. 84 close shot. That's Silver Paint Prodigy. Maybe we'll be able to mash on these builds. Maybe. If the back end height is still like 6'6" to 6'7", which it was on 2K25, a lot of back ends were 6'6", 6'7", and you're using a 7'4" center, mashing down low, that might be an issue. Rotations might have to get called more, and maybe mashing will be viable again. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. This one is heavily determined by gameplay. 70 driving layup once again. Bronze physical finisher. For some reason, I just love having layup on my bigs. You get the ball early, want to hold X on the slip. If you don't get a dunk, you get a good layup. You have bronze physical finisher. Height matters with contests, so being able to lay the ball up over opponents is just something nice to have. Like, if you want to drop the driving layup, you can, but it doesn't really give you a whole lot attribute-wise in other places, but I like having it. 73 driving dunk, enough for bronze posterizer. Unfortunately, you only get a 74 driving dunk with the 83 strength, so you would have to go like minimum strength and only have like bronze brick wall, but I wanted to try and get at least over. So we're gonna stop 73. That's still enough for bronze posterizer, but you don't get the glitchy Wemby dunks. You don't get Giannis dunks, which is kind of frustrating. Now we do get a 90 standing dunk. Gold rise up, gold aerial wizard, and I think there is a potential version of this 7'4" build that if you go for the 95 standing dunk threshold or 99 standing dunk threshold, where there is something definitely viable here, because as we know, dunking gets better as you get taller. Standing dunk applies to this as well. Trying to standing dunk with a 7'3" in 2K25 was way better, way more effective than it was on a 7-foot build. Even though that was only a 3-inch difference, those 3 inches definitely